Hey everyone, do you ever wonder how the world's most successful apps and websites just seem to read your mind? Like, how do they know exactly where to put that buy button or what headline is going to absolutely grab your attention? Well, spoiler alert, it is not magic. It's a very specific, totally repeatable method. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on exactly how the world's best products are actually built. Okay, let's kick things off with a number that literally blew my mind. Over 1,000. At any given moment, like right now, while you're watching this explainer, Amazon is running over 1,000 A/B tests. They aren't just sitting in a boardroom guessing what their customers want. They are actively testing thousands of tiny variations across their site, all at the exact same time. And if you want to know just how deep this rabbit hole goes, get this: 41. Google once tested 41 different shades of blue for their links. Why in the world would they do that? To find the exact mathematically proven shade that got the absolute most clicks from users. Now, to a beginner, that probably sounds like massive overthinking, right? But it's really not. It's optimization. This is exactly how billion-dollar decisions are made. So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the core concepts, made totally simple. Walk through a foolproof 5-step testing process and look at some cool real-world examples. Then, we'll cover how to avoid those common beginner testing mistakes and wrap the whole thing up with the essential tools you'll need. Let's get into it.
Section 1. Core concepts made simple. From opinions to data.
To really get the hang of A/B testing, we kind of need a fundamental mindset shift, and it starts with a really clear definition. A/B testing, which you might also hear called split testing, is basically just a methodology for comparing two versions of a web page or an app against each other to see which one performs better. It's super simple. You show two variations to your users at random, and then you use some statistical analysis to figure out which one actually hits your goals. And this brings us to a really crucial shift, moving from opinions to hard data. You know, in the tech world, there's this funny slang term called the HIPPO. It stands for the highest paid person's opinion. Way too often, pages get designed just because a boss walks in and says, "Yeah, I think this looks better." Well, A/B testing totally shatters the HIPPO. It transforms your team's entire approach from saying, "I think," to confidently saying, "I know," simply because you have the hard evidence to back it up. So how do the mechanics of this actually work? It is incredibly straightforward. You start with your original baseline experience. We call that the control, or version A. Next, you create a modified version with one specific change. That's your variant, or version B. When visitors land on your site, your software randomly splits the traffic between those two versions. By tracking how users interact with each one, you can definitively measure if the variant had a positive, negative, or maybe just a totally neutral effect compared to your control. Moving right along to Section 2, the 5-step testing process, your blueprint for success. All right, here's the framework literally anyone can use. Step 1, form a hypothesis. Don't just guess blindly here. Use your analytics to make a solid prediction. Step 2, define your metric. What exactly are we trying to improve? Is it signups? Clicks? Be super specific. Step 3, determine your sample size. You got to make sure you have enough traffic for the test to actually matter. Step 4, run the experiment. Split that traffic randomly and keep an eye out for any weird glitches. And finally, step 5, analyze those results. Check the statistics and declare your winner. Up next is Section 3, real-world A/B examples, theory in practice.
I absolutely love this example from the team over at Optimizely. So they wanted to run a test on their own homepage to get users to engage more with a specific report they just published. For the control, they kept their standard, regular homepage. But for the variant, they added this fun, interactive pet the dog feature. They split the visitors 50-50, and the result? The people who saw the dog variant consumed the content 3 times more than the folks on the standard page. 3 times! It really goes to show how a little bit of unexpected delight can just massively drive user engagement.
But hey, testing isn't always about celebrating these massive home runs. Sometimes it's about learning what absolutely not to do. Take this classic pop-up to flop-up example. A team decided to add a facility detail pop-up to their map view. Their thinking was, oh, this will give users more info before they head to the checkout page. Sounds logical, right? Well, when they A/B tested it against the normal map view, the data showed fewer users actually made it to checkout. The pop-up just added an annoying extra step, created friction, and tanked their conversions. Without A/B testing, they probably would have permanently launched a feature that actively hurt their business.
All right, Section 4, avoiding common testing mistakes, pitfalls, and statistical significance. The Nielsen-Norman Group sums up the biggest testing mistake you can make with a pretty brutal quote. Garbage in, garbage out. Look, if you skip doing the upfront user experience research, your variations are basically just wild internal guesses. And testing blind guesses, that is a total waste of time. For instance, if your checkout form is asking for super sensitive information that users just don't want to give you, A/B testing a bright new submit button color isn't going to save your conversion rate at all. You have to fix the real root of the problem. Otherwise, your test results are just going to be garbage.
Let's rapid fire through some of the most common traps beginners fall into. First up, testing way too many variables at once in a simple A/B test. If you change the headline, swap the image, and move the button all at the exact same time, you're never going to know which specific change actually moved the needle. Second, stopping the test too early. Look, tests generally need to run for 1 to 2 weeks so you can account for normal weekly traffic patterns. And third, ignoring user intent and real interface flaws. Please don't use A/B testing as a band-aid for a website design that is just fundamentally broken or confusing. You can't hit the A/B test lottery just by throwing random ideas at the wall.
Now, I want to pause for a second. We really need to tackle the big, scary question that almost always trips up beginners the second they look at their data dashboards. What exactly is statistical significance? I know, it sounds like something you need an advanced math degree to figure out, but I promise you it is totally manageable.
Let's bust the jargon right here, right now. Statistical significance is simply your mathematical proof that your new variant actually caused the change in user behavior, and it wasn't just some random fluke. Think about it like this. If you flip a coin 3 times and get heads every single time, that's just random chance, right? But if you flip it 1,000 times and get heads 900 times, okay, something is definitely up with that coin. In A/B testing, your tools actually calculate this for you, usually aiming for a 95% confidence level so you can be absolutely certain you've got a true winner before you roll it out to all of your customers. Almost done. Section 5. Essential tools and next steps. Building your toolkit. Here is a quick look at some of the industry's heavy hitters when it comes to testing tools. We're talking platforms like Google Optimize, Optimizely, VWO, LaunchDarkly, and Split.io. And you know what the truly beautiful thing about these modern tools is? They require very little, and honestly sometimes zero, involvement from your developers. They handle the traffic splitting, the data collection, and even all that complex statistical significance math right there in a clean, easy-to-read dashboard. They literally make replacing I think with I know easier and more accessible than it has ever been in the history of the internet. So, my final question to you today is this. Are you ready to stop guessing and start testing? Think about it. What is one assumption about your product or your website that you can challenge this very week? Drop your very first A/B test idea down in the comments below. I would absolutely love to read through them. And hey, if this explainer helped clarify the whole world of product optimization for you, be sure to subscribe for more structured visual learning. Thank you so much for watching, and happy testing.